Welcome to the nation. Monster Nation, that is. I'm your host, the tour guide, the president. I'm the king round here. Like Day Day Pops and Friday after next. Or was it next Friday? King round here. I'm the landlord, owner, tenant, janitor. I mops the damn floor with you if you don't follow the rules. The rules are you gotta like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. If you're trying to be a taxpaying citizen, leave us a super thanks, a super chat, or Cash App. We actually prefer the Cash App, but y'all do y'all. Y'all don't be listening. Um, Cash App tag is going to be in the description. I ain't put it in there yet because I had to, I've been trying to get to y'all since 8 o'clock and whatnot. It wasn't working out. So, but it's when the video's done, it's going to be in the description. It's also the Bandcamp link is going to be in the description. That's there for those of you who would rather hear me rap than hear me yap. So you ain't got to be complaining, I want the new music. I make sure before you ask me about some new music, make sure you heard all the old music. You know what I'm saying? Since I ain't been on a label, y'all don't get to hear all of the music I put out. So I got wild mixtapes at the other end of that Bandcamp link. It's rocknessbcc.bandcamp.com. Also, the merch link is going to be in the description. Get some hoodies, like this one, hats, shirts, Monster Nation, Rottenness Monster. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing graffiti, aka writing on the walls here, aka leaving comments, I got you. My glasses ain't up to par. I got some new ones in them. Matter of fact, let me do that. I what I was gonna say? What was I saying? Yeah. When you're writing on the walls here, be sure to use your spell checks, not your autocorrects. Your autocorrects will have you typing craziness in the yummy. But it's helter skelter, not helter skelter. It's A and H at the end of both of those words. No ERs. It's monster, not monster. It's an A. No ER. BCC stands for Boot Camp Clip. BBC is a. I ain't gonna tell you what that stands for. That's what your girl said. Anyway, excuse me. So, with that in mind, to all you pause protesters, get your ass out of here. Because if I said that's what your girl said, like I said after I said BCC or after I said BBC, nobody would have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's you who have the phobia and not me. Either that or you just hate fun, and I can't get behind that. Why do you hate fun so much? Yeah. So keep those things in mind. Also, when you write, if you type in out boot camp click, it's CLIK. Only one C. CLIK. And what else? Is there anything else? Bonus rounds. If you type in Alcatraz, which is one of my AKAs, my code names, there's no C. It's a K. So, just help us spread the gospel correctly, and it's greatly appreciated here at the Nation. You know what I mean? This helps out with all of the search engines. When the tourists come in here and they like what they see and they try to spread the gospel around the world, if they spelling everything wrong, then they're not being as, it's not being as helpful to the nation. It's not being as effective. So, and plus it does piss the president off a little bit to see you guys spelling everything, god damn it, all twisted and purposely twisted. But anyway, how y'all doing? So today, it's a lot of stuff going on and all of that, and I didn't really want to talk. It wasn't nothing. Nothing wasn't hitting too hard, right? I wasn't really feeling nothing. It's like, yeah, yeah. The some new Diddy news came out, but I honestly I've gotten tired of talking about Diddy a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Once he got sentenced or whatever, whatever. Every once in a while, the news seems relevant enough prevalent enough for me to talk about it, but today ain't that day. 50 and Jimmy, hilarity. It's still funny, but you know, it's so yeah, free thinker. Like I was about, you know what I'm saying? I was about to talk about that, but I don't feel like it's no new details to that. You know, I talked about it, what was that, yesterday, day before? You know what I'm saying? 50 Jimmy trying to, Jimmy kicking the doors in and all that. Well, there is a little bit of a couple of new wrinkles in that story. I heard niggas on the Joe Budden's podcast talking about they know somebody close to the situation, and they're saying that the landlord is actually out of pocket. You know, maybe I'll do some more research on that and come back with another, have another talk with y'all about that. But that's new information. I just I don't know. But then I saw this situation at the weigh-in, the boxing match with Clarissa Shields and her opponent. What's her opponent's name? Anybody know her opponent's name? Put it on the wall. Let me see something. Clarissa Shields weigh in. Franchon Cruz. Franchon Cruz de Jure. Is that how you say it? De Jure? All right, ladies and gentlemen. So they had a weigh in and it got crazy. If you look closely at, well, let me not move so fast. They get up, y'all know how the weigh-ins go. They come out, they take off their robe, they flex their muscles. You know what I'm saying? Take all of the pictures, they smile. Then they face off with each other. They all, they face fight, hands all in each other, grill. Not hands, but faces all in each other, faces. All too close for comfort. Or if that happened in the street, somebody would have got punched already. So I don't know why they do it, but whatever. They do that. They stand there, they stare at each other hard, ice grill, mean mugging, face fighting, and see if any one of them flinch. None of them flinches. I see, this, but this ain't the first time this has happened. This happens kind of regular. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, you see two fighters at the weigh-in that actually respect each other, and it'll be cool. But a lot of time, most of the times, nah. They be psyching themselves up. But like this situation right here got out of hand quickly because, first of all, the woman was on some. Allow me to direct your attention to 2000 and the year 2010, 11. What was it? Whatever the year. Math Hoffa versus Dose in the battle, that blue battle wrap up. In my opinion, it's the battle that woke up industry rappers to the battle rap culture because we used to feel some way about it. You know what I'm saying? While everybody was feeling like Math was a bully for punching Dose in the face, I was able to see that Dose really was doing too much. I turned my head, salute to the New York Knicks, good luck, they playing right now. I turned my hat around to demonstrate to you what happened. Math starts doing his rap, well, Dose raps first, Math raps second. He lets Dose rap. When Math starts rapping, Dose just approaches Math really close. He gets all in his grill, if applicable, to the point where the brim of his hat is touching the. Do we call this the brim of your nose? The bridge. The brim of his hat was touching the bridge of Math's nose. And Math, when he was doing that, Math was trying. Like, if you go back and watch that fight, if you notice, instead of Math aggressing the young man immediately, he turned to the side and rapped to the crowd. So they wasn't spitting on each other, blowing breath in each other's faces and all of that, right? He tried to turn to the side, but then after a while he said, you know what, get out of my face, son. You know what I'm saying? Dude goes to taking off his coat. He's like, what's up then, dog? And then the fight breaks out, right? The young lady, the bridge, I'm looking at a picture right now, or the picture on my thumbnail is a good enough one. That the bridge, the beak of that, the brim of that woman's hat was on Clarissa Shields' forehead. Yes. Forehead action. Here's a picture of it. It's a little blurry, but that's crazy. Forehead action. And then, so that was Smack DVD 2006. That fight was in 2006? Nah, it couldn't have been 2006. Anyway, she put the brim, they first come out, they face off. She got the brim of her hat on this woman's forehead. I think the woman tried to look away because, no shade to nobody. Well, I don't know if she was trying to look away, but there's a picture, the picture in my thumbnail, right? There's the picture of them facing off. Then there's another picture where it's a close up of them, and it looked like they were kind of laughing a little bit. Like it was like, it's like it was funny. Like it was, I looked at that picture and it made me question how real it was. Is this just some WWF shit? You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. If it is, I prefer that it be that. I'm bringing that up, but not to diss them, not to expose them. I hope it's that. You know what I mean? I hope that they just faking, but when they was face to face, it looked like they was damn near about to kiss, but it looks like they're smiling a little bit. Like when you finish watching this video, go out and look at the thumbnail on the video again, right? And I hope that's what it is, right? Like I'm like entertainment is entertainment. I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm as a rapper, everything I say in my rhymes ain't true. You know what I'm saying? I be putting 10 on I be putting 10 on some of this shit. A lot of it. Don't be crashing out in real life over for the entertainment of other people. That's how I feel about it. You know what I mean? So I ain't trying to discredit it, but it seemed like that. You know what I mean? But I mean it looked like that's possible when you look at that close up. But I don't know that, I don't know that that's the case. That's for damn sure. Salute to Papoose. Papoose was in the building. You know what I'm saying? I hope Pap ain't mad at me for, when I was vlogging about Remy and the situations and all that. I was on their side. You know what I'm saying? But Pap seems like a private person, and I hope he didn't, he don't feel no type of. I feel that way about all of the rappers that I have to vlog about. If I don't have a real relationship with them, I wonder how. You know what I'm saying? I wonder. But anyway, back to the point. After that girl put a brim, after she brimmed Clarissa in her forehead, and I don't know, Clarissa kind of probably, lean. I don't. Then she. No, what happened was, I think she removed her hat. Did she remove? I gotta watch it again. Let's watch it again, y'all. Let's see. Did she remove her hat in this situation? Hmm. I believe she took her hat off so she wouldn't beak her with the hat. And then still, now that her hat is off, she basically mashed her foot, like she headbutted her, but not a hard headbutt, like no, no, like no hard impact, but just like mushed her with her head. And Clarissa shoved the she height out of Shorty. And where I originally saw it, I saw it all clipped up and all of that, but I'm seeing the aftermath. They like in a hallway somewhere. I thought the shoving happened, a little bit of tussle happened, and they broke it up and that was the end of it. Now, I turn my phone, I go back online and I see like some aftermath. The homegirl is going. You can't see Clarissa in this footage, but homegirl is blacking out, like looking for her. She's looking for a husband. Everybody's holding her. Her heels is, niggas picking her up off her feet. Her heels all broke off, wrapped around her ankle. This, that, and the third. She's like, "Where my husband?" He's like, "Oh, niggas." She's screaming. They trying to contain her. She like, "Where's my husband? Go get my husband." A dude turned around from facing her, faces the camera, and goes, "Where's my husband?" or "Where's her husband?" It was funny. Anyway, I hope everybody's okay. You know what I mean? I did notice one thing though that stood out immediately. One thing stood out to me, and I went to the comments of that video that I saw on Instagram, and a lot of the comments agreed. Shorty looked wild-winded in that area after that little shoving match that we saw on camera, right? That little shoving match was shorter than an action. That it couldn't have been longer than round one of a boxing match. If you winded like that and you about to go get in the ring with the GOAT, good luck, little mama. It's not looking good for you. I'm just saying. It wasn't. It wasn't a good look. Not at all. Look at this. Hold on a second. Oh, whoa, what's this? What is this? Championship of the world. Hold on, y'all. What is this? This is my first time seeing all this. Championship of the world. It's all being brought to you by Zelita Promotions and Win Records in association with 313 Presents and sponsored. So in what order did all of this stuff happen? This looked like it's outside. I'm so confused. Anyway, I'll get some more info on this. I might come back and talk about it if there's more. If there's, any new details. But if somebody can explain to me in comments what the hell was going on over there. I feel like watching that video, yeesh. I feel like that kind of negate at least two of the points I made in this video. It was a brawl. What was this? Anyway, leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm looking, I just now saw that it's halftime and my Knicks are down by 1 to the Rockets. I have an affinity for the Rockets too, just FYI, because it's the Rock. But and I root for all things Rock unless they're going against all things New York. New York comes, put my city before myself. That's important. It's a big deal. Anyway, I'm out, y'all. If you made it to the end of this video, let me get 4 boxing gloves. Rock on, rock going.